On today's podcast, I'm here with.
John Hadeoye.
Hi, my name is Kubrat Yakubu.
Okay, so we'll be talking about something that is not commonly spoken of, and I know it affects literally everybody, every 9 to 5, everybody that has one thing or the other to do. So we'll be talking about juggling work and life. So we'll see how we can put a balance to it. Talking about work-life balance, basically, what are the factors that affect work-life balance? How can it be managed? So we're going to be bringing you all of that gist. So, Kuburat, what do you think about work-life balance? Is it really a thing?
Well, personally, I would say that work-life balance is a thing because it has to do with the individual. Um, it's not easy, but you have to like be deliberate. So one of the things I have done this year or have decided this year is to be very deliberate with my time. I would do my duties. So I try to prioritize, right? Ensure that I write down all my tasks for the day and I tick them off as I go. So once I'm done, on that list as well, I have time to rest. I have time to eat because sometimes we're consumed with work and we even forget to eat. So one thing I do is ensure that, okay, I have time for like everything.
Okay, that's very good. I think one thing that stands out from your explanation of what work-life balance means to you is management of time, how you manage your time and how you prioritize the things that are important. So, John, what is work-life balance to you? Do you really think that that work-life balance actually exists, or we just exist to work and there is no personal
Balance.
life or lifestyle in it?
Yeah, so to me personally, work-life balance has to do with your life outside of work and also your life while you're also working. Maintaining a balance, be deliberate, intentional. So for me personally, I would say that I do more of having to engage in some other extracurricular activities. I call them extracurricular activities. Some of the leadership organization I belong to, I volunteer there and also do some other things. Attend conferences, take out time, take leave, more like a mini vacation, enjoy myself, have fun, party, Fridays and sometimes on Sunday evening, do all of that just to maintain the work-life balance and also your sanity on the job so that you don't lose your mind. So that's it for me.
Okay. So what we're saying in essence is that work-life balance is the degree to which we manage our professional and our personal lives. So whilst working, whilst trying to make money, whilst trying to make ends meet for ourselves, we're also doing things that will keep our sanity. We're also attending birthday parties, we're attending to some other activities that are not work related. Like John had mentioned that he also volunteer for different organizations. And in doing these things, it's very important because it now channels your mind. It takes your mind away from the things that makes it very tasking, that will task your brain. So you do something that relaxes you, something that you find pleasurable
Yeah.
doing and does not put a strain on you. So
Yeah.
Kuburat, I hear you when you say that time is a very important factor when you when discussing work-life balance. Time is a very important factor. But do you think that there are challenges? Like what are the things? What are the challenges that are there when considering work-life balance? What do you think are those challenges? Those imminent challenges to work-life balance, maintaining a work-life balance?
Yes. So one thing that comes to mind is when you're trying to have a balance, right? Like John had mentioned, you have to be deliberate because if you are not deliberate, one would suffer, right? So it's either your work would suffer or your personal life would suffer. And sometimes what we see play out is that your personal life suffers. So you are working, trying to earn all the money, trying to climb the corporate ladder, and you lose out on family. you lose out on friends, you lose out on even your own things that you enjoy prior to being a 9 to 5er. Do you understand? So you are not going out anymore. In this current economy, it's very difficult to actually maintain that lifestyle, but it's also good to have something that you enjoy that keeps you relaxed.
Okay. Alright. So Kubrat, you're saying that one of the challenges to maintaining work-life balance could be finances, right?
Yeah, it could
Having the
be.
finances and given the economy now that everything is on the high side, you cannot even step out again. I saw one video on Instagram that somebody just put his leg outside, 50K.
Yeah, exactly.
Put his
Like
leg outside
if you're going
again,
to go out.
20K. Put his leg outside again. Or I saw one video of a husband. I think he said he wanted to go out, but his wife, something just wrong in his head. Like, my wife, 1 million. My daughter's food, 2 million naira. That was how he just sunk into his chair. Like, oh my god,
Yeah.
these expenses. But he's working. I mean, and he's making the money. But finances could also be one of the challenges to maintaining work-life balance. So, can you give me an idea of your typical Friday night, Friday evening? Can you tell me? Because you said that, oh, you do a lot of stuff, you do a lot of things that takes your mind away from work. So can you give us like an idea of those things?
Okay, thank you. So for me, some of those things that take my mind off the job is basically my volunteering. I have a couple of organizations I volunteer for. I mean, JCI, Association of Corporate Trustees, my brigade, all of that. So I tend to attend to those requests that comes in during the week, maybe during my weekend or when I'm off from work. So it enables me to also connect with people even outside my work base. You know, people like that organization now, we have people of different background, finance, fintech, you have their lawyers, you have different people from different sphere of life. So it helps you to also network and also to also gain insight of what is going on and share opportunities as well. So those things take your mind off the job while you then focus on yourself and also grab what you need to grab for yourself. You know, attending conferences to also help because you listen to seasoned facilitators, whereby if you have to sit to probably do consultation with them, you pay millions of naira, and some of them you go to those conferences, you just pay just a token, maybe a 150K, and you have access to pool of them. So those things also helps to keep you in check. And I think when Kubra was saying one about challenges, so I wanted to also mention that, I mean, as we also say the other part, we also need to, I know one of my friends, that the organization maintain a key man risk situation whereby, oh, if this person has to go on leave, for example, it has to still work because of they are maintaining a key man risk. So as an organization too, we also need to kind of, any role that we're putting somebody should obviously be able to relieve, also do that person's job. For example, if I go on leave, anyone relieves me and attend to my emails. So I don't have to actually do more during my leave period. Maybe once in a while, just check my email and there will be a prompt to say that, oh, if it's not urgent, I could attend to them later. If it's urgent, contact this person. So all those things helps you to also maintain a work-life balance. While on leave, you're also still enjoying yourself and doing all of those. So that's
Okay.
that's it for me, basically.
Thank you, John. So much said. I was even going to talk about how organizations can help employees to maintain work-life balance, because maintaining a work-life balance, sometimes the individual can have that can take deliberate and make deliberate efforts to say that, oh, at so and so time I don't want to be doing work, I want to do something that profits me personally, that profits my personal life. But given the load of work or the amount of work that individual has to deliver to the company, talking about turnaround time. In fact, one of the issues of maintaining work-life balance is ensuring that, just making sure that you want to meet your turnaround time, you want to turn in a task. So you might find yourself working even during the weekends because the work will keep going on and on. In my former employment, like my boss used to say that, and it's in pidgin, like this, say work no dey finish. So the work will always be there. So how can organizations help? How can companies help employees to maintain work-life balance? I know that John has said ensuring that, when an employee takes leave, that employee should really be relieved of work. But in fact and indeed, is that the case? So how can organizations help? Kubra, what do you think organizations can do to help? Or you can even, you can tell us, what is the organization doing? Yes, we work with Emerging Africa Trustees, and I know that Emerging Africa Group, and we know that Emerging Africa Group is actually doing a lot. In all honesty, Emerging Africa Group is doing a lot in helping that we maintain work-life balance. So what are some of those activities? I'm sure people out there would like to know how organizations can help
Okay.
individuals. Yeah.
Thank you, Enewa. So you know that for us here at Emerging Africa, we work remotely, right? On Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Yeah.
And one thing I appreciate here is even when we're working remotely or we have like a training or something, you always have this prompt from HR where they're saying, please let's take a 30 minutes break, let's do 20 minutes break to stretch, a stretch break, right? So they care about your health. They're showing you that it is important to actually take a break. Like you can't have a session for 2 hours, 3 hours, and there's no break in between, water break, stretch break, because what would then happen is by the time you're done from that session, you're burnt out. Yeah. Like you're stressed, you feel heavy. So that's one of the things that I appreciate here. And then another thing is as the head of my team, right? I ensure that no two people on the same level go on leave on the same time. So there's always someone to relieve the other. So if anyone is going on leave, the relief person is capable enough to take on their workload. Yes, you understand, and ensure that the work does not suffer, and yet you're not disturbing the person who's on leave. And personally, if I have to step in and ensure that I supervise more or I even take on some of their tasks, I don't mind, because I understand the importance. And when you're telling me, oh, I need a break, or I see that as an individual you're burnt out, maybe you're that proactive team member and you're not giving that vibe anymore, and I can see that, I would ask you, do you want to go on leave? Because I understand what it means to be burnt out. So I try so much to ensure that there's a balance, right? And it's not just about work. I'm interested in your personal life as well, not prying into your personal life per se, but ensuring that you're not just someone who talks about work. You know, you can talk about something that is trendy. You can talk about, okay, did you watch that thing? Did you attend that party? So it shows that your social life is not suffering. Like you're living the life and you're working. Yeah.
Okay. So let me just add to what Kubrata said. I mean, part of what Emerging Africa Group also does is, if you remember, I mean, we've had games night before. That means they are very intentional.
Yeah, the TGIFs that we organize.
And all of those things. So if an employer can be that intentional to organize those programs, I mean, my personal life too, I should also be able to do some other things for
you understand. You're
myself
supposed
that
to
takes
have
me off the work and have that fun and have a good time. Even another thing about work-life balance, I mean, some persons work, and they don't get to see their family. You know, people who are very intentional about also their family, their inner circle. So maintaining work-life balance also means that, you also pay attention to your family members, your siblings, you check on them. Definitely, you can't be talking every day. Maybe once in a week or weekend, you just sit down and say, these 2 hours I want to dedicate it for my family. Let me listen to my siblings. What are their challenges? Let me provide advice. Let them be able to also feel that, we have an uncle somewhere, we have a brother somewhere that is doing a whole lot for us. So it's also a way of maintaining that work-life balance, so maintaining that family life. And for those that are family people, those that are married, I know some of my colleagues, Sundays, they must go to Domino's Pizza every Sunday and take their children out to enjoy. I mean, just they already know that, this Sunday is Domino's Pizza and that Sunday is another arcade or bowling, doing a lot of things. It's also part of maintaining that work-life balance.
Okay, yeah, so I think we can now understand what work-life balance is, and we now know that work-life balance can actually, it is possible.
Yeah.
I mean, it's tough, but it is possible. Like Kubrat and Jonah said, that you have to show intentionality. You need to be intentional about the things that you do, because really, we can be working all day, we can spend our lives in the office, and at the end of the day, we are cut off from the real world. We are cut off from the things that will relieve us of being burnt out, the things that will relieve us from stress, the things that will maintain our relationships. I mean, when you're working, right, you also need to maintain relationships. And relationship is beyond your workspace. It is beyond your fellow colleagues. You have to roll with people that are out there. And
Yeah.
especially for the kind of business that we do or for the kind of work that we
Yeah.
do, we always want to grow our client base, we always want to meet new people, we always want to network. That networking would not happen in the confines of
Of
your
the
workspace.
office.
It's
It,
once.
it
It's
will
once.
happen when you are out there, when you're attending events. It will happen when you're meeting new people,
People.
you're telling them about what your company does and all that. So that will help to maintain a work-life balance. So we have to be intentional. We've known today that we have to be intentional about ourselves. You need to connect with people. You need to stay away from things that will make you burn out and will make you look stressed. Because I mean, the average young person just wants to live a bubbly life. Nobody wants to work and work and work until like work and quench kind of thing. So we want to live a bubbly life. We want to be able to meet people. So today we're imploring you, and we've also discussed that organizations can also help employees and individuals to maintain work-life balance by ensuring that when an individual staff is going on leave, there should be somebody that is capable enough to relieve that person from leave, so that, and then employees should also ensure that they are not working during the weekends except it is extremely necessary,
Yeah.
except it is extremely important. If you have a schedule, if you have a proper schedule, you keep a to-do list and you work based on urgent and important. We work on tasks that are urgent and important. I believe that you should be able to run your work between Monday to
Yeah,
Friday,
you should be able to
between the work hours
prioritize.
on Monday to Friday. So it just takes the ability to prioritize what you have to do, which is important and which is urgent. Do those, and then we can have a good work-life balance. So thank you very much for staying with us on this episode, and we hope to see you next time.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, Enewa.
Thank you.